YouTube thumbnails. How to get clicks in 2020. Is the strategy still holding up? You've heard us talk about it many times before, how thumbnails are part of the key to getting more clicks on YouTube. Today, we're going to be going through that, and we're going to be pulling up actually AWOL's YouTube page. He's going to be going through his analytics, showing you what he's been working on and how it's been incredibly successful. So with that, I'm just going to slide it on over to you, AWOL, and just kind of let you start us off. Minecraft Dungeons. First, just start with Minecraft Dungeons so people know, why are you in Minecraft Dungeons right now?
Yeah, so let me pull up an example on the screen right now. Minecraft Dungeons, and this is just a recent video example that I want to show you guys. This most recent video, I've made just a couple Minecraft Dungeons videos recently. This one in particular has a 12.9% click-through rate. If you compare that to what you guys are probably getting on your channel, that's probably significantly higher. And so I'm not telling you that as a brag, I'm telling you that to teach you why I'm covering this game and what goes behind a thumbnail strategy to get clicks. And so Minecraft Dungeons is an upcoming trend, video game or not, that you can cover. And what you're gonna wanna do is put yourself in a position where you're releasing content. We talk about this all the time, right, Perrin? Where there is a low supply, but there is a high demand. And upcoming games, upcoming movies, upcoming trends, new things that are coming out is the easy way to do that, right? And so if you look at my impressions click-through rate, I've made no Minecraft videos ever on my channel, right? I have a tech and YouTube advice channel, and I just released a handful. And as you can see, my click-through rate is pretty god tier for a lot of this, getting up to 18%. That is, videos that have an 18% click-through rate go just straight up viral on YouTube. And so it's gonna fluctuate over time with your click-through rate, and you know, it's gonna go up when YouTube starts really over-serving your video. Here, let's just talk about the life cycle of a video when you release it, guys. So when you release your video in the first hour, like right here, that's when your subscribers are starting to see it and YouTube starts to get a little bit of data on your video. If it's doing pretty well with the initial people that it serves the video to, you're gonna move into the next few hours, and then it's really gonna juice you as you kind of move up if you're getting lots of clicks on your video. As you can see, it juiced me from 5% with my initial subscribers, which none of which are Minecraft fans, to 12% to 14% in the first few hours. And so it really started juicing my recent videos in YouTube search. And then it's like, okay, YouTube search is doing pretty well after 6 hours. I'm gonna juice you up to 18%. And I'm gonna start serving your video to a lot more people. And so over the course of the first day or so here, that's what happened. And then over time, it kind of dropped me back down in YouTube search, and I'm kind of settling around 7 to 9% click-through rate these days, which is a healthy click-through rate here. So this is the life cycle of a 24 hours for a video that's going after YouTube search that does very, very well. So far this video only has 1,400 views, and you might be like, whoop-de-doo. Yeah, this video is gonna have 75,000 to about 100,000 by the time it's done, because of how well it has done initially with these initial click-through rates. YouTube has seen that this video gets mega clicks for this upcoming trend, and so it's gonna be very, very, very favorable to this video in the long run. Does that make sense, guys? Any questions about that?
It does. Define real quick for me upcoming trend and how you personally determine what you think might become an upcoming trend.
Yeah, of course. So, I mean, we have a cheesy rhyme. Let me pull it up right now. So I don't know why the screen goes black. It makes me so upset. But we have a cheesy rhyme. Google Trends is your friend. And so I'm pulling up Google Trends right now, and Minecraft Dungeons. This is just an example, guys. Folks that are not gaming channels, the principles are the same, whether it's fishing, gaming, whether you do outdoors, whatever it doesn't matter. It's all the same. Go to Google Trends if you're in North America, or select the specific country you're in. It's really important to select very relevant audiences. Go to Google Trends, type in the thing that you're searching for, and then look at the past 12 months to start with, and then look at YouTube search to find out how much interest is happening in that particular trend and whether it could be a potential trend for you, right? And so Minecraft Dungeons for me, you know, hasn't had that much marketing yet. And I looked at Google Trends, and the initial launch trailer, really nice spike here, right? Big spike in interest. And then when they did a little mini marketing campaign recently, nice spike here in interest too. And it kind of dipped down, and it looks like Google Trends is predicting that the interest is going to spike up significantly here at launch, which is happening here in a few days. So that gave me a good indicator that Minecraft Dungeons may be a solid trend here for me to cover. But wait, there's more. So you're also going to want to validate these trends by looking at other platforms like Reddit. So you can go to the Minecraft Dungeons subreddit, and you just look and you see how much interest is there, how many people have signed up for the subreddit, how engaged are they, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And so you can look at all these external indicators, and then what you're going to do is you're going to go to YouTube itself, and you're just going to search for the topic itself that you're going to want to cover to also validate how much content is being released there and how much competition is there. And so you're probably wondering, why are you talking about this? Why are you talking about this? Because it just doesn't make any sense. I thought we were talking about thumbnails. So this is all the research that you have to do before you start making thumbnails, is figure out where there is a low supply and a high demand for content. And then you can make thumbnails for it, and then you can get high click-through rates. And it looks like a bunch of people got early access to the game and they're playing it right now. Oh, look at that. I'm ranked up there next to the top gaming channels on YouTube with my video, as you can see in search right here. And so low supply, high demand makes it so that channels like mine that have made no Minecraft videos ever can just punch through in search results and destroy people on YouTube. So that's the first step in making a great thumbnail. Other channels, other videos, other podcasts that talk about this, they're like, all right, let's hop into Photoshop and let's talk about what can make clickable thumbnails with faces and blah, blah, blah. All of that doesn't matter if you haven't done the research first. The research is 80% of the equation. Then 20% is actually making a video and a thumbnail. You get it?
Got it. One thing I noticed too, so you were talking about demand a little bit earlier, because I went through, I saw that you posted in our Discord that you were getting a bunch of views with this. So I started doing my own research and poking around, and I just noticed that there was not a whole lot of video content out there for Minecraft Dungeons. Like there was very few marketing pushes. There was just that one, and there was just like not that much content. So it's also a matter of the number of videos for Minecraft Dungeons super, super low. So it's like the saturation point is, there's none. There's absolutely zero video saturation, and there's tons and tons of demand. And when we talked about this in a previous episode, that curve going up, you want to pre-program content right before that curve goes up. You don't want to be, like next week, like it's already kind of becoming too late because people got early access. You don't want to be on the trend as it's necessarily going up. You want to be before it goes up, so you can beat the punch of these other creators, and you can get placed and ranked in with the best of the best whenever they start covering. I'd be interested to see what the numbers look like, when the game launches next Tuesday, I think, right?
Yeah, so I personally, so this is something that a lot of people get worried about. So this is the spike you're talking about right here. It's going to start going up and it's going to go through the roof with whatever trend, right? And it doesn't matter if you have early access to a game. It doesn't matter if you have early access to a product. It doesn't matter if you have early access with this strategy. It doesn't matter. I don't have access to the game. These people have access 5 days before me. They're going to play the game. They're going to do the easy content for the game, and they're going to drop it like it's hot. So if you're going to be a smart creator, and you're going to try to punch through as a small creator, as a mid-sized creator, and you're going to try to make it on YouTube and try to be a creator, you need to ignore what the big guys are doing. You need to ignore what the people that got early access are doing. They're going to hop into whatever the trend is. They're going to do the easiest content possible, like a playthrough or like a review, and then they're going to drop that game like it's hot, and they're going to move on to go do other stuff. That is your opportunity to do in-depth content, learning content, and to dive into niche topics within that game, and to ride the wave that they created. When the big creators make content about something, the interest goes up, 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 and they create like a nice wave that starts to crest over. And then as it starts to crest over and they leave, there's this vacuum of content on the platform where nobody is releasing content anymore for it, and that's your opportunity to grow. So around the launch window of a game, for example, you're going to see total saturation. You're going to be like, how do I compete with these guys? you're not going to compete with those guys. That's not what you're trying to do. You're trying to ride their interest and their viewers that they've brought to that topic, and you're stealing viewership from them. They created easy content about that game, and they have made their millions of followers aware of it. Now, you make content more specific, more niche, more learning, more value than what they've made, their low effort content, and steal their viewers from them and harvest them for your own growth. That's the strategy that works. That's how every creator that ever got big. Make sense?
Yeah.
All right, cool. Yep.
Nothing to add. I do have something, and I obviously want to get back into the more of the thumbnail thing. But first, you talked about how the game releases, you see that upward trend. So just for like you personally, just if you've even thought that far down the road yet with Minecraft Dungeons, what is your strategy heading into like the first week of release? Like, are you going to be trying to put out as many videos as possible, or are you just going to stick to your schedule?
Sorry, I was trying to retweet or tweet about this for just a second. So my strategy is to play the game and to make learning videos about this particular game. And so let's talk about the thumbnail specifically, okay? And this is already a sneak preview of my longer term strategy. So this is, we'll take a look at this thumbnail. This is a Minecraft Dungeons thumbnail. Let me see if I can zoom in and make it a little bit bigger. There it is. You know what? I can't make it bigger. So I'll go ahead and pull them up in Canva, where I made my thumbnails, and I'll show you guys how I'm making these thumbnails and what my strategy is behind making these thumbnails, okay? So other creators, when they cover a game or a big topic, they're looking to max out views in the least amount of time possible. And so what that means is they are going to cover the topic as broadly as they can, and just in this case, they're going to cover Minecraft Dungeons overall as a game. Should you play it? Is it interesting? Here's the review. And they're going to try to get that main key term, Minecraft Dungeons, and make it all about that. Your job is to ignore the main topic and then to go one level deeper the entire time, maybe 2 levels deeper, but at least 1 level deeper. So let me show you this thumbnail. I create my thumbnails in Canva because I don't have that much time to make content, to be honest. I'm going to turn off my camera here so you can see this thumbnail. And so what I've done is I've actually pulled a screenshot from the game here on this left-hand side, which actually shows an individual character. And then it shows that individual character over here on the other side doing something in the game. And so what I'm talking about in this video is a build within the game. So it's a level of strategy deeper than what you would normally see from any of the other creators. All of the other creators are going to focus on this main topic of Minecraft Dungeons. Is the game good? Should you buy it before you play? Let's do the playthrough. What's the story like? Things like that. I'm going a level deeper and I'm going into strategy. I'm teaching you about each of the individual items. I'm teaching you about the artifacts. I'm teaching you about how that affects your gameplay, and I'm teaching players how to become better at the game and become more knowledgeable at the game. While everybody else focuses on should you even buy the game at all, I'm going past that. What's the point of covering that? That's a garbage topic. That's way oversaturated. Talk about the game itself and the strategy behind the game, and you're guaranteed to kind of punch through versus mega competitors. Let's talk about thumbnail composition for a moment. You see this thumbnail and how it creates a nice flow for your eyeballs? Okay, first things first, the first element, you never want to have more than 3 major elements in a thumbnail. So element number 1 here, that kind of pops out, obviously, is as your eyes move left to right. So everybody knows you read left to right for the most part. Most of the world does that. So you need to think about your thumbnail in a left to right format. So you start with the left. What's the thing that you want to be eye-catching? On the left-hand side. So in this case, I chose the most interesting thing about this video, which is this crazy looking character. Have you ever seen anything like that in Minecraft before? No. And so the title of this video is Frost Reaper. And so he's got this cool looking weapon, he's got this cool looking armor, and it's just catching your eye immediately with that. Then with the left to right visual kind of principles in mind, I literally have an arrow right here that draws your attention as you read left to right in the center of the thumbnail over to that character doing something interesting. And so that's this particular character destroying people in the game. There they are right there. And they're wrecking all these enemies here, etc., etc. So as you read left to right, you're basically seeing, whoa, cool character. Whoa, it's wrecking stuff. What game is this? and then right above that is Minecraft Dungeons to validate which game it is. You get it? So that's it. So the most clickable thing is on the left. You show that most clickable thing doing something interesting, and then they're like, huh, what is this? Boom, you validate with the game. And so those are the three elements of the thumbnail that matter. And by creating this arrow here in the center, I've kept that flow of element 1 to element 2 to element 3 going. And that's why I got an insanely high click-through rate. And if you look at my other thumbnails, I'm following this for this particular series. I'm following this same format and these same principles, and it's working extremely well. So you just kind of rinse and repeat once you find a format that works. Same format, right? Huh, what a crazy looking fox character I've never seen before. Arrow, move from element 1 to element 2. Okay, here's element 2. There's the fox character. What? They're destroying people? What? Okay, hold on. What game is this? Minecraft Dungeons. Boom. And so it's a simple format with 3 total elements. You should never have more than 3 total major elements in your thumbnail, or it's just going to be too crowded. There is not enough real estate to communicate that message on mobile in particular, where viewership is growing significantly.
So this is an example of like a strategy where you're programming specifically for YouTube, right? I know we're doing this podcast and then we toss it over to YouTube. So that's not really a YouTube first strategy. What's the difference there? Like, I'd like to take a look and see the click-through rates, if we can look at the Digital Drop podcast channel maybe, to see what the difference is. Because, and I run into this in my restream strategy too, because I haven't made YouTube the central focus. It suffers because it's such a spread out strategy to hit all the platforms. So I started to gravitate towards pre-programming for YouTube first in terms of the design, the thumbnail thought, the title, and then spreading that across the other platforms, because it kind of works that way if I start with YouTube first. But you did that strategy where you're specifically doing everything for YouTube, and that works and gets you like this huge click-through rate. I want to see what the difference is here. I'm curious about this. Yeah,
so let's show the difference right now on screen. So this is a video that we did not design at all for YouTube. And as you can see, the click-through rate on this video is abysmal. It is awful. So terrible. On the Digital Drop channel, 1%. I mean, just total trash. And so this video released and it got 1.2% click-through rate. YouTube's like, ugh. It may serve it later, and it could come back to life later. And it could have everything to do with the fact that I put this cringy-looking pedo bird over here in the thumbnail. This Twitter video.
That's what I called it in Discord.
Yeah. But this particular thing, how the Twitter algorithm works in 2020, was not designed for YouTube. It just wasn't. This is a podcast we did that we wanted to release on Twitter, and then we just redistributed it to YouTube. And so the click-through rate is terrible. And so the takeaway here is, if you don't design content with YouTube in mind first, then it's not going to do well on YouTube. Like, it's that simple. It's that simple. And so let's take a look at some more recent content we've done that was designed for YouTube. So we started covering, as you can see, Facebook gaming, 3 videos in a row, because Facebook gaming is a topic that was doing well for us on YouTube. And we decided, you know what, let's design some content specifically for YouTube and see if we can get a better click-through rate on YouTube by covering that particular topic. So if you look at our most recent video on new Facebook gaming app, what you need to know, it's a very YouTube-friendly title. And we take a look at our click-through rate for that. Oh, that's 9.3% click-through rate, spiking at 24% at one point. And so the reason why this did well is I did research on Facebook gaming. I looked and saw what content was performing for us, and then we decided to double down on this particular topic in order to get higher click-through rate. So do you guys see how this keeps tying into the content strategy and the research? The content strategy and the research is more important than the actual thumbnail, and it actually informs everything there is that you need about the thumbnail. You guys get it? It doesn't matter how many arrows, how many bright colors you have in there. Your thumbnail composition doesn't matter at all if you don't know what you're trying to do in the first place. You're making a beautiful piece of worthless garbage by doing all of those thumbnail tactics and not having an idea of what they're trying to accomplish. And let's take a look at this particular thumbnail in Canva so you can understand the composition here and why this spiked up at a 24% click-through rate. And it's because I designed it very, very simply with the same principles that we discussed before. Principle number 1, people read left to right, right? They go left to right. Cool. So left to right, you see how many elements I have in this thumbnail, boys?
Looks like 3.
3 elements in the thumbnail. So element number 1, okay, if you're looking for a video about Facebook gaming, what do you want to see?
The logo.
The Facebook gaming logo, obviously. Cool. All right, so this particular video is about the Facebook gaming app. So what's the next thing you would want to see? The Facebook gaming app. There it is right there, element number 2. And this is new information, right? So what's the third thing you'd want to see? New. You see how simple it is, guys? Like, this isn't rocket science. Element 1, element 2, element 3. It's a Facebook gaming video about the new app, and it says right here it's new. This is not rocket science, boys. If I had added a bunch of extra crap like that said, you know, let's see, text here that said, Facebook gaming, and it said, epic fail, best or worst, and I added a bunch of extra crap in here, that would add too many elements to the thumbnail and would make it less clickable. 3 total elements, leading left to right, high colors, very simple, clearly communicating the value and what the video is all about, and boom, it got a 12% click-through rate spiking up at 24%. This is not rocket science. And so here's this is a bit of a rant, and I gotta go soon, I gotta go to a meeting, but people that sell you thumbnail templates, be careful, because thumbnail templates can be helpful, I guess, to get you started with having your thumbnail not look like total garbage. But these thumbnails I'm making right here this is Canva. This isn't even Photoshop. This is Canva. You can make great thumbnails by just dragging and dropping the right elements into your thumbnail. You don't have to have Photoshop skills. You just need to think about what the video value is and place that value into the actual thumbnail itself in something like Canva. You don't need Photoshop to do this. Very, very simple. And the same thing was the case with those Minecraft Dungeons thumbnails I got that have a 13, 14, 15% click-through rate. Those did incredibly well. And here's another video, another example. Let me go ahead and go through. I'm gonna show you one more design. That's very
Real
simple.
Quick, I wanna ask before we have to go,
Yeah.
You put thought into the color too behind thumbnails, right? I recall you going through, I think maybe it was a previous cast where you like compare to contrast the different average colors of YouTube search, and then you would use a contrasting color compared to your other search results, right?
That is correct. So let's take this Rodecaster Pro video here as an example. So when I researched, I wanted to make a video about Rodecaster Pro, right? So if I'm trying to break through with this particular topic, and then I got to go to a meeting right after this, I was looking to see what are the colors other people are using and how can I use a color that's different. And as you can see, it's all this bluish color. Cool blues, bros. Look at all those blues and browns here. Okay. Hey, there's mine. This is my video right here, that yellow. Now, which thumbnail stands out in this list? Okay, blue, blue, brown, black, black, yellow! Which one stands out,
obvious.
boys? Mine stands out. And that's why I'm on a front page search result for this topic. Because I did research and I was like, you know what? Which one is gonna have the highest contrast versus all of my competitors for this particular topic? Me. And do you know how much money this video is making me every month? $750 per month. And it only has 9,000 views. And that's gonna wrap up this episode of the Digital Drop Podcast. Thank you so much for watching. You're probably expecting a lot of like maybe Photoshop tutorials here or a bunch of bullshit, to be frank. Be careful with what people tell you about thumbnails and about best practices, and think about the composition of your thumbnail in terms of what value it provides, how it helps you break through versus your competitors, and be careful when people sell you products to help you improve your thumbnails. Is it actually going to help you improve your thumbnails to have a template? Is it? Probably not. Bye.